Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Great result on Saturday. Fantastic point to get. I would have bit your hand off for that before the game. I thought we'd get a point though in the preview. I predicted a draw. So I wasn't surprised, but I was impressed. I thought we were excellent in the first half. And do you know something? I thought we were excellent in the second half too. Just a different kind. The first half we took the game to Manchester City, looked really busy, really energetic, really dangerous. When we went forward, we had somewhat of a game plan. I thought we troubled City enough. This didn't really give them much to do. They didn't really test Fabianski in the first half at all. We frustrated them and it was good. We were well organised. Second half, we continued the organisation, continued discipline, and for sure the performance was different in the second half, but I thought we were really good. Just like I said, a different kind of really good to the first half. I thought, City had a couple of chances to win the game. But that's going to happen when they've got players like De Bruyne coming off the bench, Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero starting the match and stuff. They're going to have them. And I thought we'd done well to limit them to how many chances they had. You know, we're used to seeing City score 3-4 against us and us rolling over and putting down the red carpet for them. That never happened on Saturday. I thought we played well. The only concern is that obviously is to do with this video. Well, Michail Antonio went off injured. I thought our performance come down a little bit, and that's because the players that came on can't do what Michail Antonio had done. And this causes a little bit of concern going forward, if you like. He had his scan today on his hamstring, so we're waiting to hear the extent of his injury. And while Moyes downplayed it on Saturday after the match, made on as more precautionary than anything, the early noise from the club is that it's worse than they expected. What that is, I don't know, because he can miss 2 games and you could say that was worse than what they were hoping for. So we'll wait and see for the official word. But for this video, I'm just going to go along with the hypotheticalness that he is injured because it's the topic anyway. When I did a cup of tea with Gonzo last week, it was like a transfer window review type thing, and I touched on the fact that I'm waiting to see what happens when we are missing one of the 4 players of Ogbonna, Souček, Rice and Antonio. Those 4, I consider them to be key to how this system information is working, and without those, what is David Moyes going to do? I think you could put Masuaku into that little group as well, but I do think you'd get away with it a little bit more without him, but I could be wrong. We'll wait and see. But now here we are, dealing with the possibility that we don't have Michail Antonio. And I'm a little bit concerned, if I'm honest with you, because Sebastian Haller cannot fit into a Michail Antonio-shaped hole. And this is why, if David Moyes did genuinely want Josh King in the transfer window, which I see no reason to not believe that, then this is why David Sullivan should be panicking a little bit. Because if Antonio's out for a sustained period, and we struggle to score goals now because our striker doesn't fit the system, this is where the manager can quite rightly say to the director of football, well, you didn't get me the player I wanted. You did not get me that second striker. Josh King would far more suit the system than Sebastian Haller. Now, it's not necessarily the formation, because at Frankfurt, when we signed Sebastian Haller, when he was in the prolific front 3 with Rebic and Jovic, this is what they were playing. They were playing a 3-4-3, and I see the way that we are playing now offensively as a 3-4-3. So the formation is identical to what made Sebastian Haller a £45 million striker, one of the hottest properties in European football. So the formation itself is not the issue, it's the way we play. I thought on Saturday when we put Bowen up front, I thought we were lacking the physical presence of Antonio. He has the mobility, Bowen, but he just isn't strong enough. We're going for the long ball to try and get rid of it, and City were winning everything against him. So then we put Haller on there, so he has the physical presence. He's not got the pace, he's not got the mobility, and Yarmolenko wasn't the best partner for him. Not only was he off the ball, Yarmolenko, him and Fernandes just wasn't getting close enough to Sebastian Haller, because with Antonio you don't need to do that. Antonio can bring it down, chase it, whatever. Haller's a bit more of a flicky on type person, if you like, and there was no one making those runs, and this is what I'm hoping to see on Saturday. And unfortunately I think it means Pablo Fernandes' position is going to be in trouble here, because, well, I say in trouble, I don't think it will be. I think Moyes will stick with Pablo Fernandes and put Sebastian Haller in for Michail Antonio. And that worries me a little bit, because I think to get the best out of Sebastian, I think you need runners, essentially, people that's going to get in behind the Liverpool defence. Jared Bowen will do that, we know that, but I'm not sure Pablo Fernandes has the pace to do it. And listen, Benrahma, Lanzini, I think you can take your pick, to be honest with you. I can see why a lot of people want to see Saïd come in and play there. Why wouldn't you? He's a £25 million player at the end of the day. He's exciting, he's scored lots of goals and created lots of chances in the Championship. But I think Lanzini showed against Tottenham that he deserves an opportunity, deserves a bit more minutes. Surprised he never got more against Man City, to be honest with you. I was expecting that to be our third substitution for Pablo, and it never occurred. And it is what it is for whatever reason. I'm not here to dissect that game per se, but this is more about going forward without Michail Antonio, and I'm intrigued to see what we do. We need to change the way we play football to fit Sebastian Haller. Like I said, the formation's perfect. One of the key elements of Haller's form at Frankfurt was Kostic, who plays where Masuaku plays, the left. Let's just call it a left midfield role going forward. Kostic is fantastic, brilliant crosser of the ball. And it was one of the most, at the minute we're seeing Kane set up Son a lot in the Premier League. Kostic setting up Haller was a regular occurrence in the Bundesliga that season. I think he set up 6 of his goals or something, which isn't to be sniffed at. Can Masuaku provide those crosses? I think so. Can Aaron Creswell come forward and provide them from deep as well? I think so. But I do think we are putting in more crosses than we were post-lockdown, for example. Since we've changed formation, I think we are becoming a little bit more width to our play, and that'll suit him once he's in the box. The problem is almost getting him in the box and getting the ball up into the final third. So I do think the formation's there, just needs tweaked a little bit. I hope, by the way, I keep talking about Sebastian Haller. As you can imagine, I want to see Sebastian Haller play up front. There is other options, I suppose Yarmolenko's the other obvious option, but Sebastian Haller is a top striker. He really is a top striker. He's got all the ability in the world. He's a fantastic player. We need to get the best out of him, and if we can, for however long Antonio's out for, then it gives us 2 formations, 2 systems, 2 style of plays, so that if we need to make a substitution during the game, or if we want to switch to a different formation from one game to the next, we can do that. Because at the minute, I feel like we've only got one way of playing at the minute, and that's okay when everybody's fit, because we're playing really good football, we're hard to beat, we're good going forward. I've been very impressed by what David Moyes has done since switching to 3 at the back. I don't think we will switch to 4 at the back, and I don't want to see us switch to 4 at the back. The other slight tweak we could do to accommodate Sebastian Haller is to almost go like a 3-5-2 and bring Fornals into centre midfield alongside Souček and Rice, and have 2 out-and-out strikers rather than just the one. Then you've got that question, just who do you play alongside him? The natural answer would be Jared Bowen, but then what do you do with players like Lanzini? What do you do with Benrahma? I know Gonzo keeps suggesting that it could be for Masuaku, and if we do go 3-5-2, I can understand why Benrahma would then replace Masuaku on that left side, substitution wise or injury wise, obviously, because he's more of a wide midfielder than a wing back. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing. Moyes has got a bit of a problem here because, well, we've been relying on Antonio. Antonio's proved himself as a striker in the Premier League now, extremely prolific. Only Calvert-Lewin, and I think his goal scoring wise since lockdown to now has been up there with him. He's going to be a big miss, Michail. I feel really sorry for him, actually. I feel gutted for Michail, because not only is he now playing up front and stuff, when he did the Super 6 podcast with Laura Woods, I think it was, and he was talking about David Moyes, you can tell he's happy, and he said in that about how every manager at West Ham at some point's taken him out of the team and put other players in, but he always bounces back. He always shows that you need Michail Antonio's grit and power and determination and stuff, and he's got into David Moyes' team, and David's showing in the past that he is very loyal to his players he likes and trusts. He's done it with Marko Arnautovic. He made Marko a striker, stuck with him, and he's doing the same with Antonio, and I think he must be on the verge of getting into that England squad. I was a bit disappointed for him that he never got called up last time when Tammy Abraham was called up and then had to be put on hold because of the whole party thing. I thought there was an opportunity there to bring Michail Antonio into the squad. He deserves it. Calvert-Lewin and Danny Ings got their deserved call-ups as well. There was a space there for Antonio, I felt, and it wasn't really used. And then he's also trying to get his new contract at West Ham at the minute, isn't he? And he's trying to... The rumours are correct, he's looking for a 4-year deal, his last big contract of his career, set him up for life. And if this injury is a bad one, we're not going to be handing him a 4-year deal anytime soon, are we? We're just going to say, well, let's just wait until you come back and then see how you get on, kind of thing. I just hope it's not a bad injury. Like I said, nothing's confirmed as yet. He could be back for Saturday against Anfield. But I want to talk about this topic because I'm still, like I said at the start of the video and last week, I'm a little bit cautious as to what we're going to do when we're missing one of our key players for the system. And you can say that about lots of players in the Premier League, other clubs as well. What would Southampton do with James Ward-Prowse or Danny Ings? Well, we're seeing what Leicester are doing without Jamie Vardy. They're struggling. What would they do without James Maddison? They struggle. That happens. What would Villa do without Jack Grealish? I get that. But this is a West Ham channel. We're speaking about West Ham only. And Moyes has shown he's got a great system for the 11. The 11's really fitting into the system, but it's a squad game. You've got to use the players that isn't in that starting team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. Actually, I'm a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit nervous. But if he gets it right with Sebastian Haller, we'll see a £45 million striker playing up front for West Ham in the next few weeks. But I do think, like I said, I think the formation's okay, but the way we play, I think it needs tweaking a little bit. Anyway, that's it for me. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in a bit.